what we're going to do this morning is have a chat with Brett and find out what they use, how they got into using computers, how they use it in their systems. We'll do a couple of demonstrations where each of them will show the system that they use by preference.
Before I get into my system, I just want to sort of talk a little bit about something that I see as a really problem in teaching. That's, you know, I just want to sort of throw something at you guys, and that's when before you go into the camera and where to start to stand and analyse a golf swing. And I think it's important. Dave, can you come and take your setup just here? You know, before you go to a camera, it's important where to position yourself with your eyes first to be seeing what's going on. And Dave, if you take your setup just there, like you're going to go down the line, it's important to actually stand about 25 to 30 feet back without any camera first, because when you're this close, and this is the problem with teaching a lot with half-hour golf lessons, because you know a lot of guys are teaching at a driving range where there's no movement to get back. So you're walking in, you're having a quick look. You know, in a half-hour lessons, it's like, hey David, how you doing? Let's see you hit a golf ball, videotape it. Let's see you hit another golf ball, videotape it straight to the computer. And you know, that's a really dangerous way to teach, in my opinion, because that's what I'm talking about. There's too much mechanical information going on there, and you're not seeing what the dynamics are doing. When you get 25 feet back, obviously I can't on the stage, you can start to see what's going on. And you know, try and be about 85 to 90% sure of what's going on before you get to that computer. And that's really critical, because you know, I'm seeing so many guys out there teaching, videotaping and then going straight to the computer, trying to analyse what's going on. And then they start drawing plane lines. And you know, I think the most overrated move in the golf swing is the backswing relating to arms and golf club. And what I'm seeing at a lot of summits and stuff is, you know, you're drawing plane lines there and say, well, you know, the golf club should go here up this plane line, or the butt of the club should be here. And I'll never forget listening to a comment that, you know, a quote from Jackie Burke that won the US Masters. He said, if you take the top 5 best players on any tour, the top 5 money earners on any tour, anywhere in the world, look at their tops of swings, and you're going to get 5 different tops of swings. Look at their takeaways, you're going to get a lot of different takeaways. You've got to be able to respect the guys that are taking the golf club under a swing plane. You know, define perfect. What is it? And the downside I'm seeing with computers is, you know, the golf coach is getting out there drawing plane lines and say, well, you know, you've got to be picture book set up here and picture book here and picture book here, and we're not respecting the best players in the world. And that's really important. And the advice I'd say is, you know, stand 25 feet back. Look at the dynamics. What's going on? Is he in? Is he up? Is he over? Where's the face? What's the ball flight doing? And then Dave, spin around to the front for me. Check from this position there. What's the big muscles of the torso doing? Is there, you know, a coil and a recoil? Is the muscles working properly? Is the arms and body in sync going through the golf ball? Another really good angle to stand from is actually to get on about a 45-degree angle here. So when David, obviously you can't go to the top, but you can see the quality of the turn, and you'll see the quality of the lat muscles actually coiling in the backswing. And then the final angle is David can spin all the way around. Come this angle and stand 25 feet back, because what you're doing is you're taking in the whole dynamics of a golf swing. And Jeff, if you can put Ivan Katovic up here, I want to show you a golf swing that, you know, start drawing plane lines and looking at body angles and you go, well, what do you do with this guy? This is a student of mine, and before I tell you what he plays off, let's just have a look at the golf swing here. Jeff, let's get him synchronising both, and let's get him to the top. Can you step it through, or? So what do you do when a guy like this comes to you for a golf lesson? There's his top of swing. Okay, let's watch this. Step him down. How's those apples? What's this? You know, and stop him. Is that any good? This guy hits darts. He plays off a 6 handicap. The reason he plays off 6, he can't chip and putt it, and his core strategy is not good. That guy there hits bullets, and I kid you not. I do a Teach the Teacher seminar down in Victoria, and I play the guys this golf swing all the time. And you know, that's my question. When guys like that come to you and you start drawing lines and say, you know, if I put him in a situation and said, well, Ivan, you know, you need a proper setup here, and you know, I need spine angle here, and the butt of the club should be, it's like you're going to lose that. And what's really critical is, like, what would you do if Paul Azinger came to you at 16 years of age, or Fred Couples, or a Lee Trevino, you know, a Raymond Floyd? I don't know if you know Raymond's golf swing, but Raymond's golf swing, his takeaway's here, and then his left arm plane's up here. And if he looks at you, if you're walking past a US Tour event, and Zinger or Floyd look at you and say, you know, give us some help. I'm just hitting it to the right. You know, and Zinger's gripping it like this and standing like that and comes up out of his spine angle, right leg straightens. He's got a low left arm playing at the top, shut face, you know, and you go, I've got to get a square grip here, and he's fix his plane. You're going to get sacked really quickly. And that's my question back to you is, you know, really what is important about a golf swing? And what I'm just saying, how does this relate back to, you know, technology and teaching is because a little bit of information can be dangerous because I'm seeing guys getting hold of equipment, drawing all these fancy plane lines and teaching perfect golf swings. You know, and if you look at the best players in the world, if you go Ben Hogan, Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus, well, there's Hogan at the top, he's laid off, Tiger's down the line now and Nicklaus is across. So define what perfect is. You know, these players win and it works. And that's the critical area getting into teaching that, you know, it's important to look at. So what I really suggest you do is, you know, get 25 feet back with no camera first. Have a look at what the dynamics are doing. What's the club doing? What's the shaft doing? What's the face doing? Is it compatible to his impact condition? What's his ball flight doing? Where does he want to hit it? Where does he want to aim? And, you know, that's really critical before you go to that computer. So you should have a 90% idea of what's going on before you hit it, because if you don't, you're going straight to a computer drawing lines and you're going to wreck guys like this. And it's really, really, really dangerous. And, you know, the argument always says to me, you know, you've got to be biomechanically sound and, you know, a model golf swing. And it's like, you know, I've got history on my side because the best players in the world win with funky swings, but what's important about it? And understanding that marriage or that blend of syncing their arms and their body coming down is critical. And that's where computer can be great to help you if you know what you're looking at. So just getting into camera angles, I think it's really, really critical.
It's interesting when you had David demonstrating, you watched him from a number of positions. Which of those, or do you use all of those with when you're using the video?
Definitely. I always videotape from those angles as well. I think a really good angle to videotape is actually from this back angle here. It's the only true way that you're going to see weight transference. It's the only true way you're going to determine spine angle. It's a lot more accurate than actually looking from front on and judging lateral motion and the lag of the golf club and et cetera. So, you know, get used to filming from different angles. And, yeah, definitely from that back angle, I think is a good one.
And we've sort of just touched on before about how you actually position the camera. Do you have a preference for where the camera is?
Yeah, what I want to show is guys. Jeff, let's go to behind, and I want to show you some camera angles. Now, this is pretty obvious because you can see the big white line on the ground. This was, let's go the opposite. Yeah, this was, well, don't look at the swing too much. This was me, but I filmed one golf swing with 3 different cameras from 3 different angles. But, you know, the interesting thing is they were about 15 feet back on the target line, both at hip high. Each camera, the one on the target line was straight on the target line. The one to the inside was this far from this camera, and the other one on the outside was that far from the outside angle. So it's not like I'm standing 2 feet or 3 feet difference. The camera angles were this different. Now, this is critical because, you know, the guy standing down there, you know, hand holding and trying to take a snapshot and actually still not knowing where their true target line is can really distort the plane lines, which can ruin your career. You've got to be really careful when you start going into analysation and the camera angle's out of fraction. And that's what I'm saying, it's dangerous when you start videotaping because, Jeff, you can step this takeaway through. Watch my takeaway here on both screens. Can you go through to, yeah. Look at that. And that's by moving the camera that far left or right of the target line. So there you can say, well, you know, great takeaway on the left, the club's on plane and I'm taking it outside on the right. Let's step it up the next frame. Let's go to the top. Look at the difference at the top. One's cross, one's more down the line. This is the same golf swing. Let's bring it down. Step it halfway down. Let's go post-impact. Let's go halfway through. Look at the exit points. You know, that's critical, guys. It can ruin your career. And I'm saying get specific with camera angles if you're going to use it. And that's the dangerous side about, you know, computers and cameras. Great if you know how to use them. Dangerous if you're given a half-hour lesson, walking in, filming, not getting angles, and then sitting down trying to analyse. Because one, you can get a misread from that, and two, you're not taking in what's going on in the golf swing.
So Brett, that was actually the same swing with two different cameras operating at the same time?
Yeah, I've got one that's actually straight down the line as well.
Okay.
So yeah, we actually positioned 3 cameras, and I said it before, but the cameras, guys, were this far apart, you know, and it's easy to see with the lines not parallel. Jeff, if you can go to the one that's straight down the line, just full frame, full picture. Yeah, there was the correct camera angle with the one that going straight down the line. So, like I said, guys, we're this far apart either side of that camera angle.
So which of those 3 is your preference for camera position?
My preference would be, I really like going down the target line because for the simple fact is, you know, Tom Lehman aims way left with his feet, and, you know, guys like Jesper Parnevik aim way right. So, you know, it's always good if you know exactly where the aim line is to go down that. But, mind you, I don't mind going off the hand line as long as it's all parallel to that target line. And like David said before, be consistent with it. You know, don't start chopping and changing. But I think the most important thing is let's get a definite aim line. And you know, if you're teaching, I definitely suggest that you get a nice long white line of paint and do your lessons off that. So you've got a constant camera angle position there, so it doesn't distort things. Yeah.
You've got a heap more buttons than we saw on the other one. What do some of these ones do?
The system's great where I like this. Let's say someone's slicing it and they're outside in with an open face. I go straight to animations and just put this on the screen. I don't say too much. And I say, guys, this is what your golf club's doing. You know, so this is all built into the software. So you're not talking, and it's a really good visual, especially when you're doing corporate outings or group clinics or stuff like that. So, you know, that's coming back to what a real fundamental is. And my question back to you is, what is a fundamental? You know, grip's not a fundamental. Takeaway's not a fundamental because they're all different. A fundamental would merely be an absolute. And to turn around and say, well, you know, guys, the guys that are slicing it, saying, you know, that's what your animation's doing. That's what your golf club's actually doing. So what I'll do is put that up, and if he's a slicer, and say, now what I'm going to do to you is let's go a closed face to inside out. You know, that would be the opposite. So that's the first thing we're going to do with your golf swing is let's make it the opposite and then bring it back in the middle. And then I'll go into drawing playing lines and that sort of stuff. But one thing that's really good on this program I like is I just got back from New York. We do a corporate outing. And I did a corporate outing in New York. Jeff, can you just go to the front screen? And what we do with corporate outings is in your brochure you'll actually see on one of the pages there's a system with a tripod. We had 20 players at our corporate outing, and what we do is on the 10th tee, I put that tripod on the 10th hole. So I do a clinic in the morning and send the guys out to play. By the time they get to their 10th hole, that's where we take our video footage. And the advantage with this system is you've got what you call a hit detector, and it's multiple camera support. So you plug 2 cameras into the one system, and what I do is sit back there and draw a white line, and there's like a little mini microphone that sits up next to a golf ball that's teed up. So the group comes through, group of 4, walks in. I'm back there, I say, Mr. Jones, go and hit one. So he'll stand in the lines and he'll hit it. And as soon as the sound of the strike hits, the microphone picks it up and it's automatically recorded. So I don't have to press a button. And it's all recorded under his name. So it's great. I don't have to sit there and store stuff and save stuff. And you can do that infinitely. So if you've got 200 people on a corporate outing, you just sit back there and the hit detector picks up the sound and it's already recorded. And it's recorded from this angle and from that angle. So you don't have to press a button. And then when you go into your tab file to pick the swing up, then you'll see Mr. Jones from front on and then Mr. Jones from behind. So by the end of the corporate outing, what we do is the guys come through, all their swings are saved. While they're moving up the fairway, I'm doing a quick narration on their CD. So I'll plug my microphone into the computer. I'll say, Mr. Jones, I might draw a plane line or that ball flight animation and say, look, you're coming outside in with an open face, this is what you're doing. And then what I've done is preloaded a drill that I've actually worked. So I might have 5 takeaway drills or 5 downswing drills. I'll go straight to that drill and say, this is a drill I want you to work on. And then they leave with that at the end of the day. That's what we call a resource folder that we do at our academy. And inside we have a CD cover, if I can get this open. And inside is the CD. So that's what they take home at the end of the day. They put that in any computer, download Windows Media Player if they haven't got it, and view it like a video file through their computer at home. So That's how we do to the masses on a corporate outing. That's been really successful with this system.
Just a couple of things, sort of backtracking just a fraction. When you showed the animations of the ball going left to right and right to left,
Yep.
is that because the camera's picked up that that's what that player's doing, or is that just a model of that type of action and ball flight?
As far as the student's concerned? Yeah, so if I'm looking at the student and you can see that he's way outside in and you may have looked at it already, the first analysation is what I'll do is sit down and say, look, this is actually what your path and face are doing to influence the ball flight.
So there's a number of models in there you can choose
Yeah,
from.
definitely. Yeah, there's a skied shot, an inside out, a straight shot. Yeah, covers all the ball flight animations.
Just one thing that intrigues me a little bit, you mentioned with the corporate that the player would hit the shot and the sound would be picked up. So are the cameras going all the time, and what happens is that say a few seconds before he hits and a couple of seconds after is captured?
Yeah, what happens is the cameras are on constant record.
Yep.
And there's a hit detector of the microphone, and as soon as the strike at impact happens, the sound records on the tape a sound 1.5 seconds before the strike and 1.5 seconds after the strike. So you're always capturing that full golf swing. Yeah.
We've heard a little bit of yesterday morning about emailing swings and all that sort of stuff. Have you been involved with that? And how do you...
Yeah, what I might just show the guys is what V1 is about is it's not just a software program. I want to just show you, I don't know if you've heard of what we call the Internet Golf Academy. It's the only site in the world where you can actually do an internet lesson, which all the guys like your Butch Harmons and your Tiger Woods and David Ledbetters are all involved with. Jeff, if we can just bring up the front page of the Internet Golf Academy before I go to that. So what happens is any coach that gets the pro version, which is this one here, is able to do what we call an internet golf lesson. And this is what I call personalised distance learning. It's not as good as one-on-one, but it's the next best thing. So when you go to internetgolfacademy.com, this brings you to the home page here. Then obviously you choose an instructor. So you go up to the faculty list, and then there's a founding member site or a faculty list. If we go into the faculty list, you'll see a lot of golf pros just there. A student will log on to this and either find you if he wants you, or can go there and get a lesson off David Ledbetter or Butch Harmon. It's obviously price dictated. If you want David Ledbetter or Butch Harmon, you're going to pay for it. But if you're a coach that's got students or corporate outings and stuff, which is a great way to do, then they can select you. I'll show you the process of an Internet Golf Academy in a moment, but we'll just go into the founding faculty. This is what it looks like. I'm one of the founders of it, along with Butch and Tiger and a few other guys. You obviously click on a Golf Pro, and let's bring that up. Obviously goes to their profile sheet. It talks about their profile, so they can go on there and look at your profile, and then it's got their lesson fee up the top. So what happens is a student will email their golf swing, and we'll get into that in a minute, send that, and then the Golf Pro sends it back. Jeff, can we just show that internet lesson? This is roughly what an internet golf lesson looks like. I won't play the whole lot. Can you blow it up to full screen? Won't play the whole lot. This is Windows Media Player. Hopefully we got sound here in a minute, if it's mic'd. But this is what the student would receive through a corporate outing or from a one-on-one lesson that they can leave with on CD. And this has been really, if it works here, with no sound.
Corporate outing. What you're about... Hi, I'm Brett LeBrock. Welcome to my sample version of a digitally recorded golf swing analysis for your corporate outing. What you're about to see is the latest in teaching technology to make your corporate outing a golf day with a difference. This swing analysis is what you can offer your most valued clients, which enables them to access the most accelerating learning process as used by Tiger Woods and his coach Butch Harmon. Our student here is Jeff, and we're comparing him to Tiger Woods. They are both using irons. Okay Jeff, let's have a look at your golf swing just here. Excellent setup on the right hand screen. What we're about to do is have a look at why you sliced the golf ball. Now, that was your biggest complaint when we got together here. You said, I want to stop that golf ball going to the right. Well, this is why. If I draw a swing plane line just here, Jeff, what you'll notice is a cone or a shaded area just there. What we need to do is keep your golf club in the cone. Now, if you have a look at Tiger here on left screen, as he takes the golf club back, you'll see the golf club remains in the cone. As I take you back on the right screen, you'll see the golf club gets sucked away straight away underneath that cone. This is causing some problems. So if I highlight your club head here in red, you can really see a big difference to where your golf club is compared to where Tiger's is. Why is it important with this takeaway to be fixed? Because this takeaway sets up a chain reaction, and at the top of your golf swing just here, now the golf shaft is pointed too far to the right at the top of your golf swing, and it's nearly pointed across your head. That position is called cross the line. If you have a look at where Tiger is, because he swung it back in the cone really nicely, at the top of his golf swing, the shaft is a lot shorter, and you'll notice that the golf club here is pointed more down towards his target as opposed to being across his head. Why is this so important? Because at the top of his golf swing, this is going to allow a much better downswing position. If we have a look at your position just here on the right screen, Jeff, because the golf club's in a cross the line position, watch your downswing position. This is where the golf shaft works away from you and the golf club is working outside the cone. So there's a golf club just there marked in a red circle. It's still well outside the yellow shaded area. If we look at Tiger come down, what you'll notice is the golf shaft stays inside the cone just there. And there's his golf club represented by the red circle. So you can see a big difference between where his is as to where yours is. Now, Jeff, 85% of the world slice the golf ball, and that's because their golf club is right where yours is there, outside the cone. So we need to get you where Tiger is, back in the cone. As Tiger swings through, you'll notice that the golf club stays in the cone the whole way through till he's finished. With yours, it's outside the cone, and now here you can notice it's still outside the cone until you go through to your finish. Now, if we look at your golf swing from a little different standpoint just here, what we're going to do is have a look at what your ball flight's actually doing, and that's represented by the screen. What you'll see here is that your golf club comes outside the target line with an open club face, swings across the golf ball, which now puts slice spin or cut spin on the ball. That sends the ball out to the left and then cuts or slices severely back to the right. What this is doing is causing a big lack of distance and a lot of high, weak shots in your golf swing. So what we need to do is make sure that we can hit a nice draw shot. How are we going to do that? Well, if you can see me here demonstrating a drill, this is the drill and the workstation I'd love to see you set up in your backyard at home. Now, the secret to this drill is look at my stand. It's actually closed. What you'll see here is my right foot is pulled back from my left. That's critical in this drill. What you'll see is a couple of shaft rods here. The bottom golf ball is my target line, and then I've got an intermediate line further out ahead, just to show you where your real target is. And then finally, the second part of the drill is notice where the orange pylon is. This is critical. What you'll see here is the pylon is simplified to see where my golf club's got to go in the backswing. I want to make sure that I swing to the right of that pylon going back. Swinging to the top just here, you'll see the shaft position where it's nice and short, where yours was long and it was pointed across the top of your head just there. What's this doing? This top of swing and my takeaway allows the arms to fall down from the inside or back to the left of my pylon, looking at it from the screen. What you'll see here is now I've got all the room to swing way out to right field, closing my club face over and hitting a solid top spin draw shot, which is going to get me a lot more distance. If we look at golf swing and go back to yours, have a look at the difference in the drill. What you'll see just here is when I go back to the start, look at my takeaway position and have a look at yours. And you'll be able to know that straight away because you've got an indicator here, which is the orange pylon. Have a look at my top of swing where the shaft is pointed and see where yours gets long and across. So this is the drill I need you to set up as a workstation in your backyard. Now, more importantly, watch my downswing position of the golf club just here. It's tracking from the inside. My arms are falling down naturally, and look at my club head's position. Where yours comes down, it swings across and away from your body. And now you can see the club head's getting very far away from you there, and it's going to result in a weak cut shot, as it does just there into your finish. Look at my finish just here, and I'm swinging way out to right field and up into it. What this drill is doing is what I call a reverse loop drill. I'm swinging out, up, and then under, and then back out to the right. So Jeff, that's the drill I really want you to work on when you go home, and that'll definitely make a significant change in your golf swing. So folks, As you can see, this is how you can excite your clients and make an impression on your company's outing that will last forever.
What are those different versions?
Ian, if we can have a screen. One, you got the Pro version, which is what you just saw then, and that allows you to do internet lessons, and it's got all the bells and whistles. The second version is what we call the students version, which you will buy for 99 Australian dollars, retail it for. At this stage, the coach buys it for about $60 and sells it to his student. The next thing is the distance learning, and then what we call on that brochure is a customer operated system. But what this is all about is for the Golf Pro to have a fully integrated coaching system. It's not just a software program. So what we're trying to do is do revenue streams to create the whole mass market out there. On the screen you can see, the Pro version is a face-to-face thing. It's one-on-one, it's personal. Then you've got the internet, which is the distance learning, and then you've got the self-help, which comes into the consumer operating system, or the, there we go, next screen. So it works like this. We're looking at the effectiveness of thing. It's the value to the client, and the value of revenue back to the golf coach. And, if you look at the screen here is, the most effective way to coach obviously is through the Pro version, but it's the least frequented thing. Not everyone has golf lessons, and you can't be with your coach all the time, but that's the most effective. Next, go down, the Pro version feeds straight into the Internet Golf Academy, which is personalised distance learning, which then now, when we come back down to V1 Golf Home, that's for the student's take-home version. So obviously now, you've got more frequency just there, where the student can actually videotape himself and look at it, get his coach to videotape it, and take it home. And the final one is the V1 customer operated system. Now, this is like it's kind of like a booth kiosk type deal, where what we're trying to do is get this kiosk into a driving range and put it on a driving range where what will happen is the people that come to a driving range to get golf balls will buy like a swipe card, walk in and swipe it in the kiosk system. That might allow them 15 minutes on the system. The system will capture their swing, they can analyse their swing and press a button and it'll burn their swing on the CD. So they can constantly keep going back and forth at a driving range to look at their golf swing, and or go back to their golf coach. And it's a great way for the golf coach to actually say, all right, you've just had my lesson, go and practice on the driving range. And if you want to check it yourself, go onto the customer operated system and check it yourself and then burn it there. So you've got that constant record. It's working really well in the States, and that's what we want to try and bring over here to make it a fully integrated coaching system where we're getting out to the masses and getting students more interactive with golf instruction and keeping tabs on what they're doing.